You tell me something you want to do, and I'll use AI. I'll be done in a minute. You'll be done in maybe 5 months. And so it's not advanced search. It uses advanced search. It uses that readable data, but that's not AI. That's search.
Yeah.
What you do with the data is AI. Let's look at the example of a real estate agent. He comes out and he thinks that AI is going to make him better because you're going to have the ability to do better marketing, better content, because it's out there searching and doing things for you that would take thousands of people. He's right.
This is everything they never told you about real estate, helping you scale your business, implement AI, and capitalize on the latest tech and lead gen strategies. And now here's your hosts, the AI queen of real estate, Carrie Sauvé, and the queen of Canadian real estate, Jennifer Jones.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I have a very special guest, a very good friend, and a business partner. Grant Furlane is on the show today, and we're in for a real treat. He's what I call the original AI. I feel like Grant Furlane is AI. So we're going to talk about AI. He is AI. And you know what, Grant? I'm going to let you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and where you've come from and where you fit in the industry, in the tech industry. And let's start there.
Yeah. Well, Carrie, thank you for the introduction. And yes, we are going to be doing some pretty cool things together. And when I say cool, it's like a word I used 40 years ago that I'm using today that everybody uses today. So it's kind of like we've done a full circle of cool. But, when you talk about AI, I've learned, and, we just did the collision conference with 136,000 people, all AI. I realized that we have to be very careful that it's a buzzword. And so I think me telling people as briefly as possible, they can look at the house if they want and find lots of stuff. So you got to remember something. AI is no doubt the buzzword, and we're going to talk about that today. But let me tell you something, why it's important. I started out as a computer science business person on my own. There was no internet. There was no Windows. There was no major computers. And then along came computers, and we learned this new product called Windows. And I developed many products for that. I had a company called Traffic Data that I sold. It became a company called Microsoft. And so, I'll take you from we built computers to the very first thing that came out was this thing called the internet. And people said, my God, the internet, that's crazy. And we all had AOL accounts or Comcast accounts. And it truly changed the world. It changed the world. And people said, this is like amazing. And we can dial up on a modem. And this is amazing. And then, of course, came the more advanced versions of the internet. More people got involved. These little companies start up called Google. And Apple's kind of do stuff, and Microsoft. And the whole world changed overnight. And we thought that's it. And we all I grew a bunch of companies. I patented Card Kit, which, ran a credit card. You go, read a credit card? Are you crazy? No one's going to let you read your credit card, And I think I want to tell people because those were things that were new and not accepted. That if you didn't do it, you paid for it down the road. And then came along and people said, my God, this thing called the cloud. And you can bring people on that cloud. And you don't need wired networks and copper, and it's going to change the world again. And so I came up with the first cloud network for intelligent transportation, started the World Symposium on Transportation that went from 3 people to 10,000 members. But the point of the whole thing is each time people said, well, my God, and I really get tired of hearing it, but I started realizing that's life. So we move all over the cloud, and I'm thinking, and I start out, my co-founder, Barney Palon, sent the first spaceship in NASA with AI. The first spaceship ever to go out on artificial intelligence was designed by Barney Palon. And he was of course, the Silicon Valley, and Grant's in the island in Canada, but we became best friends. So we've been doing AI for 25 years. But, of course, AI became this whoa, big thing because OpenAI announced they're coming forward and Microsoft's going to do this. I'll tell you the exact story I remember because I don't talk about AI, even though all our products I did have been AI induced for years. I get a call from Mark Majewski, who is one of the leading guys in data analytics there is. And he goes, Grant, did you hear OpenAI? And they're going to do there's going to be a chatbot AI with Microsoft, and Microsoft's going to take all Google, the search SER. Oh my God, what? Right now, Google's popping champagne corks because they just now will increase their data search. And they probably have had 4 or 5 bots sitting there waiting for someone else to figure it out because they own the world right now. And so here's what's going to happen, Mark. Untrue. There is no way that they're going to take any search from Google. And I'll argue that Google get more search. So I'm going to tell you that Google at that time owned 91%. Now they own 93%. Because what they've done is said, okay, I want to run bots. But everyone wants to. Well, where are you getting the data? Well, I only know of one search engine that has any amount of search available. And then what do? They come out with their first one, Bard, which I thought was kind of crappy. But now they have Gemini and other bots. And so we are now in the world of AI. To all the people, they think we've got to jump on quickly because we got to catch up. And I think you're right. I think catch up is good. I think there's so many industries that have not figured it out. They think they have. And one industry that I felt needed a rude awakening when I talked with you, Harry, at the real estate show at Oria, was real estate.
Yes.
But they're not alone. They're not alone. I mean, the vision of what is going to happen going forward is, quite frankly, is mind-blowing, and it's going to change the way all of us work, and we don't have a choice. So when you take it on your show, I know we're going to talk about specifically your industry, which is one of the biggest industries in the world, and you have made quite changes, but they're not even close to where they could be. And I think that's where I'd probably say I could bring you to where we are today.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Grant. I got an interesting, because everybody knows I'm sharing a lot of content around AI all over social media. If you follow me, you're probably sick of seeing this face, but it's for your own good. So keep watching me.
Yep.
I got a DM yesterday from an agent that I know really well, and it was a video, and she said, "What do you think about this?" And it's a guy talking about in the future, everybody's gonna look back and think that our generation is a bunch of idiots because AI isn't actually AI. It's just a hyper search. It's not actually artificial intelligence. What do you think about that?
Good luck on that one. AI is already here. The fact that the medical industry has already shown it's real. Now, an example. AI has created so many remedies and new breakthroughs that would have taken thousands of years in a year. That's not hype. Why didn't we do it last year? Because it's not there. AI is not perfect, by the way, but AI is, they're all wrong. Anyone that's saying that, respectfully, you're wrong. And I'll prove it by saying, you tell me something you want to do, and I'll use AI. I'll be done in a minute. You'll be done in maybe 5 months. And so it's not advanced search. It uses advanced search. Yeah. It does. It uses that readable data, but that's not AI. That's search.
Yeah.
What you do with the data is AI. And I'll give you a good example. I'll give you an example that people will love to hear. Let's look at the example of a real estate agent. He comes out and he thinks that AI is going to make him better because you're going to have the ability to do better marketing, better content, because it's out there searching and doing things for you that would take thousands of people. He's right. What about the AI on the other side? What if I can decide, plug in all the data on my home, and with pretty certainly up to 99% probability, know what it should sell for, how long it'll take to sell, and who the buyer is going to be because of all this data? What if I could do that? What does that do to everybody? It changes the world. Now, what I'll tell you, it's going to do that. Okay. So how are you going to use that to your advantage? I'm a buyer and I can now list my house and it's going to say, you sell for this price. It'll take this long. And the certainty, if you lower it this up, is what they're going to sell. And that certainty is not 30%. It's not, we'll just try our best. It's for real. That's AI. Okay. And so is that not the reality, Carrie? Of
And I love that you're talking about data analysis, because I'm always preaching to everybody, everything that you are creating with AI, no matter what it is, should start with data analysis, because everything just gets more, it's just more accurate. When people come to me and they're like, I don't trust AI, hallucinations and inaccuracies. Yes, but why aren't you controlling the data? Like, this is controllable. Upload, give the resources, give the context. And that's where most people are falling short. I think that they're just,
it's all about the data.
and yeah.
And I know you set that up in your programs.
Yeah. And Grant, I think that's that sheds a light on a bigger problem with people in general, not just in real estate. They don't even know what they should be asking for.
Nope.
That's like the source of all of the problems in every industry.
No, let's pretend, let's say you're right. But today, because it's too new. But when people like your firm and others come in and say, here are other questions we're going to ask, and here are the links I need, they're going to get those asked, and the bot's going to get smarter and smarter. I try telling you that. AIs aren't totally smart when they start.
Yeah.
They are designed to be smart. But as they learn, they get smarter and smarter and smarter. And I think we have to talk about this, because just to understand, what I tell people are going to say I'm crazy, but I am anyhow. AI is old. AI is old. It's now robot AI. It's now intelligent machines. They were saying, wait a minute. Then how come it's not embedded in all my machines? And we have this thing, I don't know if people know, called robots. Robots aren't just the ones I develop and move around. They're in arms, they're in machines, they're in stuff in every office, they're in manufacturing plants. People are saying, okay, well, I want that bot right in the machine. All of a sudden, I want AI not in the cloud, which still I think you have to have. It's updating. I want it in everything I do. Well, heck, isn't Tesla's car supposed to be AI? Isn't that a robot on wheels? And so people can say they don't get it, but Carrie, it's happening. I mean, whether we like Elon Musk and people like him or not, he's already doing it. It's not like he's not sending spaceships up in the air on old technology. It's AI. And so how do they know what to do and what to put in? Data analytics. Okay, let's talk about the Tesla car. People, if you're a Tesla person listening, you are partially brainwashed, and you probably love Apple too. And that's good. I get it. Because you love it no matter what. You drink in the Kool-Aid. Okay, good. Well, did you know that the problem with Tesla cars is Elon, one of the smartest guys in the world, never ran a car company. And so he built these cars. He said, they're going to be on computer vision. And they're crashing. They're crashing everywhere. People are going, so what? That's great. That's just learning. Well, I agree with that. But here's where they're wrong. Every other car manufacturer put in the same thing, computer vision, and added LiDAR. Now, LiDAR, as you know, is a proximity technology that sends out an infrastructure around on the car that detects objects. He never did that because he said, exact words, computer vision will catch all that. And he's wrong. Why? He's not a computer vision guy. Why do he care? He didn't develop, there's nothing in the car he developed. It's what he put together and designed. And so we got this code going around, crash into things. Why? Because computer vision, when it sees sunlight, it blinks. When it sees something wrong, rain, it squishes. So that's what's going to happen in the car. So why did the manufacturers put in LiDAR? I'm going to tell you why. Because in their experience, which is very important, in their data, and experience in the life of selling cars our whole life, we have to worry about this thing called safety. You can't crash cars. We can't allow a car to be made that doesn't have LiDAR. Because if that doesn't work, what's the backup? That is called car safety. Never thought of. Why? You have the practical manufacturers who said, here's the data. You have someone that says, I'm doing it this way. And they said, great, we're going to do it this way. And what did Tesla announce last year? We've added LiDAR. I think is you have the practical people who have no data. What do we do? You have, and they build stuff without even understanding it. And it works, but quite frankly, crashing cars don't work. And because they're saying, first it was, well, yeah, but how many car crashes are versus human? He's correct. Doesn't mean it's right. What if you had LiDAR, even less? That guy's super long, it's going to stop. There's some fucking in front of it. It's going to stop it. My point being is that goes right back to what you just said. The analytics tell you you can't do that. You can't just go out and do something because you like it. All of a sudden, analytics are going to say, well, what if? And believe it or not, even the biggest companies in the world make mistakes. And that's the round of what I'm trying to explain is even in the world of real estate. I don't care what you say. The analytics going to tell you. Now, you may not like what I'm saying, but that's the truth. They're going to tell you, and that's going to make you very different.
So that's a really interesting point because real estate agents are salespeople. So is it fair to say that AI is going to render sales irrelevant? Because now we're operating purely on data analysis. And we're not blindly believing once we get to realize that this is the true and only way, right? Like,
okay, so Carrie, that sucks because, do we ever say that? I remember going and talking in New York with Barney 10 years ago, sponsored by one of the big accounting consulting people. I can't remember which one, but it's one of the big guys. And I remember sitting at this conference, and everyone was there. Everyone you could think of was there, MSNBC, CNBC. And there's robots that were partial working, and Barney was out there, and you're all yapping. And I remember them saying, there's this new thing coming up called the cloud. 40% of the people in this room will fail in business because they didn't migrate. Then they said, what do you mean? Oh, no, I don't mean migrate now if you didn't already migrate. Well, I believe, and if I happen, by the way, 40% of the top 400 companies had problems, major problems, billions of problems. So let's go to AI. I believe that agents, let's not call them agents, let's not call them real estate people. They are entrepreneurs. But people don't know that an agent has his own business and he's linked to a brand. And so he's a business person. And so he's going to look at AI and say, how will it make my business better? And if he doesn't, he will become a dinosaur. Those agents that say, I don't need to do this because I've got this great name, good luck on that one. Because you're up against 1,000 agents. You got 1,000 agents that are working against you called bots. Good luck, because I'm going to tell you, you will be the dinosaur. And I don't care how good your brand is, because I like brands. My company is one of the best brands there is. And every day I wake up and say, something's going to be better than us if we don't get moving with technology. And so in the real estate world, I think that, and Carrie, I know that when we talked at the Aurea conference, I had agents come up to me after and said, I know you didn't say it, you didn't say we better change our business, but I get it. And I thought that was interesting because that's all I wanted people to do was get it. But I think we're in for a huge change. And you always seen it, Carrie. I mean, you're doing clients. I got interested in what you're doing because you're doing with your real estate clients that you've done with everybody. They're not specific. Although I will say that if I sat down the real estate Melody say to me, we're different. And I go, you know what? That's what every single company says to me. This industry's different. Yeah, that's even why even more you need AI, if you truly believe that. That's why you need it more. If you believe that, then you better get AI. If it was broad-based, it's different. Either way, you need it, but that comment's irrelevant, really, because it tells you either if it's not special, then you really need it because the world doesn't. And if it is special, then you really need it because you need to be unique. So I don't see how you escape what you have to do.
Yeah. And for those listeners out there, most of them don't know, me and Grant actually met at the Aurea Realty Conference in Ottawa, which was I think it was in March, right, Grant? And we hit
Yeah,
it
yeah,
off. Grant met my husband. We all hung out, and he was just looking at me like, you just taught yourself AI? Like, what do you mean?
yeah. I mean, it's tough to do. No, I mean, I don't even know how you did it. Okay, but the gates tell you that if it's teachable, then you can help people carry.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, you're gonna need a bunch of computer programmers.
Yeah.
So coming from a person that learned it, yeah, it impressed me. And
Yep.
and you didn't tell the whole story. Well, everyone else went into a party that night. I said, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go back and sit in the hotel and think more about this stuff. And guess who else went back? Carrie and her husband. Like they were thinking all the time. And Carrie came up to me and said, Grant, I got to work with you. Well, I got to tell you, when I see that, I go, okay, she's got it. She sees so much beyond what's happening today. And so for me, it was enlightening. I told her it was a really enlightening experience for me to go to this real estate conference because it's out of my, I guess, out of my universe because I deal more in the broader space, where tens of thousands of people are coming to the conference. And I felt that she really has a very unique approach to what's going on there. And people better understand it's really incredible what's happening. And in the real estate world, it's one of those industries that I believe are going to see it quicker. It's going to, like the problem is it came slower, but that means nothing. Once it hits, it's what's going to happen. I think it's going to hit. And I think people are going to have to come to that realizing that I better do something. And I think they will. I think that the majority of people, I hopefully are smart enough, Carrie, that what we saw at that conference was the introduction of AI.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I was at a conference this week that was like 130,000 people strong and everyone did AI. You understand what I'm saying? Like, say,
Yeah.
here we are, two worlds, a conference apart by 2 months, and look what's going on.
I know. And it's it's really exciting, Grant. I just got back from Europe. I was in Portugal speaking at a real estate conference, an international real estate conference. So there were
Sure. Okay.
market leaders from every country there. And I felt like it was Canada a year ago today. And it made me
Wow.
so excited, the energy and the excitement and the thirst for knowledge around it, because I feel like this is how it's gone in the real estate industry. AI is put in front of their face for the first time in the real estate industry, and realtors are in awe and really excited and really looking into, how do I implement this? But then for some reason, they're getting caught up and changing their perspective. It's going to be a fad. Or so the initial response is excitement, but then it turns. And then and now everybody's slowly getting on board. Obviously not everybody, or I'd be seeing more of
I
it.
think quicker though. I think that you created something here that they're coming quicker than we think. And Europe, I didn't know that. So in your mind, Europe is just grasping what we were grasping a year ago. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Are
yeah.
you
At
saying,
least for the
yeah,
real
that's
estate
an
industry.
interesting. Traditionally, Europe has been a hardware industry. So they come from the history of Germany and France and Germany coming out with companies like Siemens, who build the greatest hardware in the world. But the software evolution was started by USA and this company, this guy named Bill Gates. And then you had Apple. And these guys came out and said, listen, who cares about hardware in general sense? We have software. And I think Europe has always been the lagging person of software, although they're catching up. They turn to people like you speaking because they're still in that catch-up mode of we have hardware and it's cool stuff and it does all kinds of things. And we put it here, put it there. Look, we can talk about now, who's going to even go be in, kind of chatbot walk you through virtual connections, a house. Sure. Yes, it can be you. it doesn't have to be fake as far as who it is. It could be the agent, the real agent. So why wouldn't the agent have 5 showings? Why do you need to do, you said international. Well, what do you do with an international buyer? I get it. You show them a video. So what? So what? I mean, that's going to be old age. They're going to walk clouds with you. That's can be done now. Okay. And that stage in the house. We know we can now stage the house via AI. Tell you the best thing to put where, hello, to sell. So I think that, and I'm not trying to make this a real estate show, but it is what you've been doing, and I want to reach out and let people know that you're talking to a guy who's been around in it for 40 years. And I've seen every single change in technology, and it's happened. And in every case, Carrie, there have been the naysayers. And I've always thought, before I go, I hope they get it. Don't get it, and I'll prove it to them. I don't feel that way anymore. As you get a little older, you're going, I really hope people listen and understand that it's just the way it is. And I think what you're going to find, you guys, everyone can go on and watch all the newest shows on TV, the business show, and they talk, all they talk. It's a conference today, as you know, New York on AI. To host in there, it's all about, if you listen to anyone talking, and these people aren't any smarter than what Carrie's done. I'm being quite frank, yet they found that they're not. They have actually done it. They talk about it. They're anchors, and they know. What I'm trying to tell you is that they're saying they're using the security side as the drawback. And it's important, Carrie.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want AI because it's going to take me over. Well, you know what? That's what we have now. Have anyone heard of, I don't know, maybe you've heard of cyber attacks? That was done before AI. So just understand one thing. There's an AI and cyber security. The AI will find the problem and fight it.
Right.
Just remember that. Although, yes, there are always going to be the bad actors. And I agree with that. That's the sad side of everything. But when it's curing cancer quickly and helping people perform better, I'll take it. Now, if you have the proper AI developed, it will have the ability to, guess what? Fight the bad AI. It's called Battle of the Bots. Okay? That's truthful. And I think, Carrie, we don't have all that yet. But I believe Battle of the Bots, I know when people watch it in my world, this show, now they're going to say, here he goes again, Grant. But it's true. It's true. It's going to be good versus bad. That's our whole life. I want to be the good side. I want to be on the good side. So people can make a decision. Do you want to be, I wrote an article on it, and I got thousands of responses. It was, do you want to be the oppressor? Do you want to be the attacker? Or do you want to be the defender? I want to be the defender. And we're going to go there and do stuff and defend it. We're going to make people happier, and we're going to defend it. That's the way we have to think.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, I got another question for you. So it's part of my job to urge as many people as I can to get involved, start learning how they can implement AI into their business. Although AI is constantly changing so quickly, do you think it's necessary that they jump on board now? Or is it possible that in 6 months, AI can be so advanced that they don't need to learn all the things that they should be learning today?
Well, they won't be around. No, they'll be around. You see, here's the problem with AI. If you don't keep up now, it doesn't matter what happens in 6 months. Right? It doesn't really matter. Because all this time you've been waiting and wasting 6 months, AI is already performing. There's no doubt it's going to get better. I agree with that. This is like saying, you shouldn't have bought a PC when it came out. Or you shouldn't have tried Windows. Well, Windows has now had 13 revisions, right? Windows 13, and now where'd it go? 360. So you're telling me I should have waited for 360? Like, I get that totally. It's like everything. Should I have waited? No. Why? Okay, I'll use the bad one, but the early bird catches the morning sun. I mean, guys, no, it depends what you want to do. Sometimes you can sit back and get away with it. Yeah. But because we all don't know where it's going, no hands be on it now. Like I would be stressed if my staff weren't using it already for some things we do now, which we use it. Everything I do has AI built into it. You have Barney Palon, one of the founders and founded Bing, my partner, he'll tell you, are you kidding me? The Defense Department in the United States aren't waiting for AI version 6.0, or there'll be no USA. Okay. That's not how it works. Okay. And I hope that's a good analogy for people.
Yes.
No, you have to be on top of it, and it's going to change. But guess what? When it changes, you'll all just be changing with it.
Yes.
And you are right, Jerry. It's going to change. Can you imagine saying, I'm going to build my future based on, I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Right?
Come on. You have to do the opposite. Whether you have kids, you build your future today to
Yeah.
adapt so that you're ready for what's going to happen to your family in 6 months to a year. Not, we'll wait and see what happens. I mean, you can't do that. And so I think that, yes, will people survive not doing it? Yes, they will. But all the ones who want to get there are going to get there. Okay. And the envision of whether it's going to be robots helping, and we see that every day now, we have to think in that world and we'll be fine. And I think that the whole idea of going out and getting data, and I agree that we're doing this full circle again. Data will tell them what to do. In other words, let's say a person says, well, should I wait 6 months? I don't know. What does your data say?
Right?
Like, tell me what you do. We'll tell you. We'll tell you. But you got to have it to do it. Cities, they're number one, and any company's number one thing right now, number one, data analytics. And so you have to be out there feeling it and doing it and responding to it. And there's no other way better than having trained chatbots and AI to do that for you, because that's what cities are doing. And I think that if you don't jump in now, it's like everything else I've been involved in. I'm an early jumper, so I have to be careful here, because with that you have failure, or I always call learning.
Yeah.
You learn when you do this, and that's a good thing, because today in the world you can fix a problem quickly. Where if you made a master problem 20 years ago, well, you're probably fired.
Right.
But today, there's things happen, they fix. And I don't want to get overexcited, because I am, but that's what happens with AI. And you got to have people to help you. Carrie, maybe you and I want to have a job one day. Now, so be it. So be it, okay? Because I'll have thought of something else and I'll be part of that infrastructure. But so be it, because if you feel that way, then you got a problem.
Right?
Adapt, learn, and get into it. And hopefully you won't be left behind. And for those who say, Grant's crazy, well, good. We'll see what happens, I guess. I just know one thing, I'm not taking the chance.
No.
Okay? And I hope that most people understand by implementing things. And by the way, here's the good news, Carrie. And I think there's a way to tell people is it's not costly. It's not like the old days where, well, it's going to be $200,000 and you got to put in this network program and network. You don't do that anymore. Remember one thing. It's not costly to be efficient where it was before. And why wouldn't you do it? And I do it every day. I run hundreds of programs and I pay for them. Why? Because I need to understand. I want to understand. And therefore I can see where things are going. And I'm telling you, I'm on 50 dashboards. At least 50. I am. And they're all AI. And nobody's telling me, good news, Grant, they're AI driven. I'm going, wow. I expect them to be. But I'm learning, saying, okay, this isn't going to work. These are going to happen. But there's thousands. Remember, I just went to a conference that had thousands. But thousands of companies were there. It's the biggest tech conference in the world. And they're all running AI. What, they're all going to disappear? No, some of them aren't going to make it, because that's technical. Guys, they're talking about how we can use Windows 360. It's like, they're talking about I'm going to change your life. And so, they're walking on mode. It ain't going to happen, right? It's like they're all there. How does it happen? And the big question I always get is, what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah, I can tell you what we're doing, but it's an ever-changing world. It's exciting, quite frankly. If I was 20 years old, I would be just pumped.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll develop an AI to make us live longer, which is just as good. So there you go. Maybe we'll get to do things that we never got to do because of AI. And so if AI can do that, it surely can help your business.
Oh, absolutely. And, this is really the perfect industry and niche for me to be in because I always describe myself as a career student. That's where I thrive. That's where my passion is learning, always learning. If I can always be learning, I will be happy. And my
You
ideal
know,
life would look like not retiring, but to continue to learn and bring it to the people who need it. And I couldn't
well,
have picked a
Carrie,
better industry, I tell you, because I am
well, you can.
researching every day, you know?
You're going to do it for the industry. And let me tell you something you just said. You just said something a minute ago that I want to make very clear to you. Carrie, you have now figured out your future. Okay, good. But you said something interesting. I'm never going to stop. No. You might have 10 bots working for you. Like, nobody I know, but like, even the most say, well, you don't stop. But if you want to have what are we all talking about today? What's the number one thing? We all during COVID learned one thing. We want a different type of lifestyle. We
Yeah.
want quality of life. Now, I'm still the 14-hour day guy, but I get it, okay? My quality of life is learning all the time. Like
Yeah.
most people says, I want to walk the dog. All right, 20 hours a week. We should have a 30-hour week. Well, I say, when they said that just recently, it's going to be 30-hour week schedule. Why? Because AI is going to work the other 2 days. I'm telling you, okay? Then it'll be 25 hours, and AI is going to, and still going to get paid the same amount, but do much, much more with AI. That's what's going to
Yeah.
happen. And as long as they accept that, they'll be perfect employee. For you, though, you just said, I'm never going to, like, you are going to find ways to make your life better. Whether it be I want to be with my dog, but who does that for you? AI.
Exactly. Exactly. I
Yeah.
love that. And you brought up collision. I want to bring up, just so everybody listening knows, Grant's going to be speaking at my event. So I am hosting Canada's first AI conference for the real estate industry. It's 2 days, September 26th and 27th at the Niagara Falls Convention Center. We have an absolute rock star speaker list, and Grant is a big part of that. He's participating on a couple of different panels because he has so much expertise in different areas of AI. We need to make sure we suck all that out of him. But yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I'm really happy you are going to be a part of this because you have so much to contribute to everybody.
And I'll bring some good people with me. I think that this is really good what you're doing, Carrie. I think that it needs it. Remember what I said to you when we were at the other show? I said, we needed a whole day on this, right? Not a 20-minute segment. And I think what people are going to learn at your conference is really good because it is about AI, but it's also about AI's lifestyle, life and business. Okay, so it's not just coming here to learn AI. I mean, that's what everyone's doing. You're coming here to learn AI and how to approach your business and your life. And I think if we can get people to understand that, and that's, as you know, I want as my legacy. I think it's a special conference. And I know that everyone I know will be invited and will be coming, so they'll get to mingle with some pretty good people.
Yeah, they will. They definitely will. And it's just going to be such a collaborative experience. We're doing hands-on live workshops. We're showing main stage demo of some of the coolest AI. We have one company launching it's going to be doing a fraction of what Grant was talking about as the ultimate goal in data analysis and real estate. And that's, comparables and evaluations. So this is not something that you're going to want to miss. I'm flying people in from all over the world, Europe, US. Everybody's going to be sharing how they're implementing AI, getting ideas from each other on how to do more and implement more and save more time and save more money and really massively everything that they are doing. And it's going to be wild, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you for deciding to be a part of that, Grant. And thank you so much for coming on today. This isn't the only time Grant's going to be on my podcast. Grant's a friend of mine, and we do business together. So he's going to be on periodically because he has such a unique perspective, and I think everybody in business should hear it. So thank you so much, Grant.
Well, thank you for having me, Carrie. It was enjoyable.
Thanks.